I had an agent ask me a question the other day about their appointments, and they were booking, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 appointments a day, hour and a half, 2 hours apart, accounting for drive time, etc. And they were like, "What do you do?" Because I got like 4 no-shows today and I had nothing to do and I missed 2 sales and it was a really crappy day. And my response was, I remember at that stage when I was new, where I was booking appointments as if everyone was going to be home. Meaning, I assumed that by 8 o'clock, I was gonna sit down and have coffee and tea and cookies, and we were gonna write 2 applications and we were gonna chum it up and life was gonna be good, and I was gonna walk out of there and then have, whatever, spend an hour, hour and a half in the house, take 2 applications, make a couple grand, give me 30 to 45 minutes drive time to the next one, and then they'll be there as well, and we'll sit down and do the same thing. And I spaced everything out an hour and a half apart, literally just in case everyone was home. And that's the only reason we book things out that far, is because we assume like, man, if they're there, I need enough time to get to the second one. If you've been doing this for more than a minute, you know that best case scenario, 75% will be there. Many times it's 50% will be there. Depends on your skill set, of course, and if you're doing better, amen to you. But for me, I was excited out of my mind if 7 out of 10 were there. And a lot of times it was really 5 out of 10. It just varied. So I started booking my appointments as if I was gonna get no-showed half the time. So I started booking my appointments on the hour, literally every hour on the hour. So I could book 12 to 15 appointments in a day if I really wanted to. What I did from there was I also, especially if I could get them, and certainly I'd account for drive time if I have to. My appointments in the relative area, maybe the morning, they'd all be in the same area. Then I drive an hour, have some afternoon appointments. I did my best. And if you're not doing that yet, you do get better at it. But for those of you that do know how to dial and book, like stop booking as if everyone's going to be home. Book as if you're going to get no-showed, and you will have a lot more people to see. You'll actually be begging for no-shows because you be starving and have to go to the bathroom and you'll need time to breathe. People go like, well, what if everyone's there? Well, that just means I'm making a bunch of money. If worst case scenario, I got to reschedule with a couple people that I didn't make it to for that day, I'd rather have to no-show and reschedule people than people reschedule and no-show me and me be stressed out because I don't have anyone to see that day. And I've spent way too many days sitting in a parking lot, sitting on the side of the road, twiddling my thumbs, going home out of frustration, not going on my last 2 appointments because I was mad. I've certainly done all that in my career. And when I started booking on the hour every hour and just accounting for all the no-shows and cancels and one legs and think about it and people who say all this stuff, it allows me to just be in and out of a house if they're going to give me any pushback and not follow the process and like fight with me, if you will, over insurance. Like, I'm not fighting people. I'm going to book enough appointments when none of that matters. The no-shows, cancels, one legs, none of those things matter to me if I'm booking as if those things are going to happen. And then for me, if I book 12 in a day and I sit 6, life is good. If I schedule 6 and sit 2 or 3, rough day, and again, you all have the time to do it, because if you're booking 4, 5, 6 in a day, you and I both know you're sitting in parking lots for a majority of the day. From there, what I would also do as like an added benefit, let's say I live in Dallas, Georgia. So say I have some appointments in Dallas, Georgia, which wasn't common. I always traveled, but just for argument's sake, say I got 4 appointments between like 8, 9, 10, 11. A lot of times what I would do is I would then and I had the opportunity to book more in that same area. I didn't want to not book them because I was packed. What I would do is I would take 1 or 2 more, and I'd do like the pest control guy that comes to my house. He's like, I'll be there between 8 and 11. I started doing that. I'd go like, all right, Bob, you be home tomorrow? Yep. You home all day? Yep. And again, if they weren't, I didn't do this. But if they're home, I go, all right, well, I'm packed tomorrow. I'm going to have to squeeze you in between some people. Are you good if I put you down between 8 and 10 tomorrow? And I'll get you in between the few appointments I have. And you'll get some that say yes. Again, they don't all, but it works many times. And again, for me, I'd rather be overbooked than underbooked. Think about the doctor's office. I went last week and I had to get my blood drawn. I had 8 a.m. appointments when they first opened the door, and they didn't even see me till 8:45. Like, I have the first appointment, but there were 6 people in the waiting room with me at 8 o'clock. And there was one doctor. It's like, that's what they do too. And you're all used to it. Everyone's used to it. It is what it is. And if you're asking for leeway and, give me 30 minutes on either side, give me some grace, there's traffic, I got a lot of people. Again, the overwhelming majority of people aren't going to worry about you being behind. Certainly you'll get that anal guy every once in a while, but I ain't too worried about it because, again, I'm making money when I book that way. So pay attention to how you're booking. Stop booking like they're all going to be home, because they won't. And if they are, lucky day, you'll make a bunch of money and reschedule the people you have to. It'll help you way more times than it'll hurt you. Hope it helps. Later.